If your sewing track looks like this, then thumbs up, you did so well. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a beginner friendly video on how you can make a frontal wig. So please, you just have to watch to the end if you want to make a wig. So here we are going to be doing 3 measurements. The first measurement is to know the circumference of your head, which you take a tape round your head, and whatever it is, then you take that down. The second measurement is to go from the front of your hairline to the back of where your hairline stops, and then you take that down. The third measurement will be to go from the left hand side of your ear to the right hand side of your ear, and you take that down. If you do not do these 3 measurements, then you will not have a fitting wig. The next thing you would do is to go from the front here. Let's assume this is where your hairline is, and to the back of where your hairline stops. So whatever measurement you had on your head, that is what you're going to be using. So I'm going to be measuring from front to back until I get to 16, because mine was 16. So you pull the wig cap down to whatever measurements you had from front to back, and then you go in with your T-pin and you pin that down. So you want to pin the 2 sides down. The closure I'm using is a 13 by 4 closure. So you want to leave 1 inch below your hairline, and then you mark that down. So this is what you would always do if you're making a frontal or a closure wig. The last measurement you did from ear to ear is just to enable you know how to outline your frontal correctly. So this is everything that came with this hair from KLAIYI. It's a 613 bundles, 2 18 inches, 1 16 inches, a 13 by 4 frontal in 14 inches. So the next thing you want to do is just to place your frontal on your manicure head, and then where you marked the 3 inches, you just pin that down. Then you go to the side, and then you have to place it correctly. Do not draw it to the back. I don't know if I'm making sense. So you have to place it straight, not slant. If you take it to the back, then your frontal is not going to sit properly when you're done with the wig. Then you want to go ahead and do the same thing at the other end of the frontal. Do not take it to the back. It's a no-no. So what you do is just place it straight directly, and then you pin it down. If your frontal has like an M shape in the front, then you did it well. But if it looks straight, then know that you did not place your frontal well. So you go ahead with your thread. Make sure you tie the end of the thread, and then you want to take the needle through the cap into the wefts, and then you pull it through. Make sure at the beginning, when you start sewing the frontal down the wig cap, you have to tie it. So basically what you do is you take the thread round the needle twice, and then you pull it through. That way is going to secure the beginning where you're starting to sew the frontal, and that's what you also do when you get to the end. So you keep doing the same thing through the wig cap into the wefts until you're done sewing. So when I get to the end of the frontal, I like to sew it back again. So basically I sew it down twice because I don't want the frontal to, you know, pull through. I want it to be very secure. You guys should just keep watching. I don't know if I'm making sense, but just keep watching, and then you will see what I'm talking about and what I'm doing. Now this is where your metallic pen comes in to outline where you will place your wefts and sew. So a lot of beginners actually do this. Even me, I love to do this because it actually makes it easier for me. So even if you don't have a metallic pen, you can make do with either your concealer or your eyebrow pencil, whichever is good. Just something to outline and make your sewing easier for you, and try to make the line straight. You guys should not mind what I'm doing. So basically, depending on the bundles you have, I just place one thumb on the wig cap and then I just draw the line. So that's what I basically do until I get to the top of the head. So when I get to this point of the head, your outlining is going to change. So you have to draw the line from like this corner to this other corner. Like you guys can see what I'm doing. I don't know how to say exactly what I'm doing. So this is what you want to do so that you can have your wig lay flat in the front. It won't seem bulky. There is no set particular number of outlines you should have on your wig cap. You just go with how many bundles you have. So how many bundles you have will determine how many lines you're going to be drawing on your wig cap. So this is basically what mine actually looks like. So you want to take your bundles and then you place them on the outline. So what you basically do is you go ahead with your T-pins and then you pin down one end of the wefts down and you pin the other side down. If you do it like this, it's going to enable your sewing go very easy. Like you wouldn't have to be holding your bundles when you're sewing. It will just place them there for you. Now it's time to sew your bundles down. So you want to make sure that your thread is tied at the end, and then you go through your bundles into the wig cap. This is how I prefer to sew mine. So and then you just pull it through. You do the same thing the second time through the bundles into the wig cap, and then you tie it twice. Why you're doing this is so that it can secure it at the beginning. So you keep doing the same thing through the bundles to the wig cap. You tie once and you pull. You go again through the bundles into the wig cap, you tie once and you pull. So that's what you're going to basically be doing. The only part where you have to tie twice is when you're starting to lay the bundles and when you want to end laying the bundles. So when I get to the end of sewing the tracks, I like to sew them close to each other. It's preference. You could do it, you mustn't do it. But the thing you must always do is make sure when you get to the end, you have to tie it twice to secure it properly. So what I do is once I get to the end of the sewing, I bring the sewing like half an inch backwards. You guys know when you're using like a sewing machine to actually sew maybe hair or clothes, when you get to the end, you bring it backwards like half an inch. I just do that to secure it properly. You mustn't do it. It's up to you. Whatever that works for you or whatever you want to do is fine. But this is what I basically do. So when you get to the end of the sewing, you want to make sure that you don't sew the tracks on your frontal, like you guys can see what I'm trying to show you here. And then the next thing you want to do is to get a pair of scissors and then cut out the excess wig cap under the frontal, and boom guys, we just made a wig. So this is how your track should be looking. This is how neat your track should be looking. I did not go ahead to style this hair because I wanted to dye the hair. I wanted to change the color of the hair. So this is it guys for this video. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell for other hair tutorials. Bye.